from the Backgammon Learning Center. I'm going to show you today an exercise that I use to try and perfect my game, and I recommend it to everyone, and I certainly require my students to do this. This will help you improve your game far better than just playing games against Extreme Gammon or just practicing by playing games. You take a specific type of game and work on it over and over and over until you perfect it. A typical type of game would be a blitzing game, a containment game, a back game, a priming game, a holding game, you name it. Take any type of game and take a typical position and play it over and over until you can get your PR down to where you're happy. In my case, I'm trying to play under 4 PR, and I've set a goal for myself in each type of game to try and get down to that level. By playing and seeing how you do, seeing your mistakes, seeing what XG says, you'll get in the habit of playing that type of game much better. Let me give you a practical example. Containment games are very, very tough. So what I have done is I have a whole bunch of samples of containment games. You can see I have back games, containment games, I have different score situations, holding games, and so on. But let's take a typical containment game. And again, I send all of these to my students. Each one's a different situation. Where is it? It's not showing up. Okay, let's take containment number 1. Okay, so here's a typical containment game where you're red and you've hit a checker, and very few people play these games well, including myself, and play them at a very low PR. When to redouble, when to slot a point, when to hit, when to go for the prime, when to try and pick up a second checker, and whether to try. In this situation, probably you don't go for the second checker too often, unless you get lucky and he comes in a bunch of times and rolls 3 1s. But how to play it out is a skill that you can learn by repetition and by seeing what Extreme Gammon does. So the first thing I do after I load the position is I hit Control C. That saves the position to my clipboard. Now I can play it over and over again. Now I'm going to set up, play from position, and I'm going to play the red checkers against Extreme Gammon. I'll be player 1. The bottom player, I play Extreme Gammon not at the top level, but at a level where it plays more like a human, where it can make some mistakes too. And I hit OK. I'm playing from here. Now I want to hide the panel. I want to not be influenced every play by Extreme Gammon. I want to just see how I play this out, and then see what mistakes I made and what my PR is, and keep doing it until I can really get this perfected. Now another way, a good exercise right here, is at this point ask yourself, how do I play a 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, 1-4? Go through every roll and see what XG says. That's another really good exercise. It's not quite as much fun as playing it out though. So I'm going to hit Control-Alt-F, which hides the panel, or you can go to Layout, Panel, Hidden, and that's the way, or small or large of course, but I leave it at hidden. So now I'm going to play this position and see what the dice happen to throw at me. So my first roll to me is a challenge. I'm not sure how to play double 2. I look at the options. I'm thinking about what to do. I can make the 2-point. That looks like a reasonable play. And that might be the right play. I can flood the outfield. I can block 6-5 and have a builder, have builders. I'm not going to go through every option and every play. Let's just, in fact, I'm not going to be afraid to make some mistakes. I think the play here is to block the 6-5 and have a builder, have extra builders for the 7 and 5. I don't know if it's right, but I'm going to do that. I might have been able to make the 2-point. Okay, now every game's going to be different, and depending on what Extreme Gammon throws at you in rolls and plays. But again, you'll get a feel for the flow of the game and how to play it. Okay, I have a 6-5 here. Well, I could hit. That stops him from moving, and I can go for the blitzing play, or I can flood the outfield. And I'm going to go for the flood. I think it's better than hitting, but I can't swear to it. So I'm going to go this 5, this 6, and what did I block here? 6, 5. And I got more builders for here. I like this play. We'll see what happens. Alright, it comes up and out. I think my next roll is going to be very, very clear. I'm going to hit him off of my bar point and hope to make the bar point if I can. Again, I'm not thinking about a double. He's got 6 checkers off, and with 6 checkers off in my mind, I know I probably have to close the board and get a couple of checkers off and have him still on the bar before I have a recube. So I've got that set in my mind. It's the rule of 4 fewer checkers than he has off. Okay, I'm going to roll, and certainly going to hit with the 6, 5. So the real question is, where's the 5? Here's the 6. I think the 5 is clear to get more builders. And he rolls a 5, 6. I think my play is very clear here. Make the 5 point. This has not been, I don't think, that hard one to play. 6, 5. I'm going to hit the prime. So far, it just got more interesting. 6, 5. Now it's a real challenge. How am I going to play the 6, 5? And again, when you play this way, you're not worried about winning and losing. You're worried about, how do I get my PR down? Let the winning take care of itself. How do I get the right play? Okay, so I'm going to come in with the 6, and keep the 5 prime. I'm not sure whether I go to the 2 or the 1 here. I'm going to go to the 1. I think it's close whether you go to the 2 or the 1. And I would rather come in here because 11 away is the ideal distance I was taught years ago, and it seems to be right better than being 12 away because I get more shots in the outfield. So I think it's right to come in with the 6. That'll be interesting to see also. Alright, let's see what happens. Alright, this game is either over or not right now. I rolled a 2. And I'm going to cover, because I think I can get the close out now. Double 6. 1, 2, 3, 4 is pretty much forced. Again, I'm thinking about, when do I have a redouble? 6 and 2, I'm not going to open up. 1, 2, I know you have to peel in these situations. Now I probably have a redouble if he doesn't come in. Alright, I'm off in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rolls. 1, 2. Certainly don't have a redouble. 4, 3. Okay, I don't see any point in playing. Well, let's play it a little more and see if it's possible I could get in a redouble. How to play the checkers here. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Now I'm only curious to see what mistakes I made and how I played, and I'll show you how to do it again and how to check it. 6 and 2. Alright, let's have some doubles. Not quite. Alright, I don't care about finishing the game. Now I'm going to go and hit Control Alt N, and I can see the panel. Hey, I played under 4. I played at 3.79. I can go back and see I made one blunder. My blunder was the 6-2. After I hit, it was wrong to make the ace point. I should have kept my prime, and I should have used the arrows. I should have played for builders, and making the ace point was my blunder. Other than that, I don't see another mistake. There may be 1 or 2 something very, very small. Alright, so I played this one pretty well, but again, I think a lot of the plays were fairly simple. I'm not going to pat myself on the back too hard. Now I hit Control V, puts the exact same starting position in, and I do it again. And I keep doing it and doing it until I'm confident I really know how to play this position. When I do, then I can either change this position, give him fewer checkers off or more checkers off, maybe make the 5 point and give myself a blot. There's all kinds of things I can do to change it, or I have these set positions. Each one is different to play out. And again, here's one with the open 5 point. This is a lot of luck whether he rolls a 5 or not. I'm not as happy to play that one out. Here's a good one where he's got a lot of checkers off and play it out. So I do the same thing with this over and over and over again until I realize what the right play is. Now, I already learned something from that first play, that it was wrong to make the ace point. That'll stick in my head, and hopefully I won't make that mistake again. So this is the kind of what we call deliberate practice that's going to improve your game. Do this with containment games for a week, and you'll be an expert or become pretty good at containment games. Then do the same thing with back games. Do the same thing with the priming game. Do the same thing with a holding game. This is how you improve your game, not by just playing over and over and over again and having random mistakes and random kinds of positions. I hope you enjoyed this exercise, and I look forward to any feedback, and good luck and good rolling. Bye-bye.